The massive research vessel Horizon drifted silently through the cold expanse of deep space, its scanning arrays methodically sweeping across an uncharted sector. Inside the main observation deck, researcher J. Park adjusted her monitoring equipment, her fingers moving quickly across holographic displays that flickered with streams of data. The object they had discovered was unlike anything in the Galactic Research Consortium's extensive archives. At first glance, it appeared to be another piece of space debris, a forgotten fragment from some long-abandoned human expedition. But something about this particular vessel felt different. Senior analyst Hyun Kim leaned back in his chair, a look of mild amusement crossing his face. "Another human relic," he muttered, his voice tinged with the typical dismissiveness most alien researchers felt towards Earth's technological history. Humans were considered a young species, their technological achievements deemed primitive compared to the advanced civilizations that populated the galaxy. The ship itself was a marvel of unexpected design. Its external hull, despite years of exposure to cosmic radiation and micrometeorite impacts, remained surprisingly intact. Metallic surfaces showed intricate patterns that seemed to shift subtly under different scanning frequencies, a detail that initially escaped the quick glances of the research team. Jay noticed something peculiar. The vessel's structural integrity was far more advanced than standard human technology from the estimated period of its construction. She zoomed in on specific sections, her trained eye catching minute details that suggested incredible engineering complexity. "Hyun," she called, her voice carefully controlled. "You might want to look at this." The senior analyst approached, initially expecting another mundane observation. But as he reviewed the data streaming across the holographic display, his expression changed. The ship's quantum signature was unlike anything in their known databases. Small mechanical drones were deployed from the Horizon, each programmed to conduct precise external and internal examinations. They moved around the mysterious vessel, their sensors collecting data at microscopic levels. Every scan revealed another layer of technological sophistication that challenged existing understanding. The ship's external hull seemed to have adaptive properties. Sections that appeared damaged would subtly realign, almost as if the material was self-healing. Such technology was theoretical in most galactic research circles, yet here it was, embedded in a seemingly ancient human spacecraft. Inside the IRE vessel's main chamber, signs of an emergency evacuation were evident. Abandoned control stations, frozen in time, held fragments of data that hinted at a complex mission. Personal items scattered across surfaces told stories of human presence. A tablet with half-completed notes, a small photograph sealed in a protective case. Jay's hands moved swiftly, extracting and decrypting fragments of stored information. Each decoded segment added to a growing mystery. This was not just another abandoned spacecraft. This was something extraordinary. Hyun watched, in growing fascination as his colleague worked. The dismissive attitude he had maintained for years began to crack. Humans, often considered technologically inferior, had potentially created something far beyond current understanding. The research vessel's artificial intelligence began cross-referencing the discovered data with extensive galactic archives. Preliminary results suggested the ship was part of a classified human exploration program, a program so advanced and secretive that no comprehensive records existed. As scanning continued, temperature variations within the vessel indicated something unexpected. Subtle energy signatures suggested that critical systems might still retain minimal functionality. It was as if the ship had been waiting, preserved perfectly in the cold vacuum of space, for someone to rediscover its secrets. Jay and Hyun exchanged a look of shared excitement. Whatever this vessel represented, it was about to challenge everything they thought they knew about human technological capabilities. The silent drift of this remarkable spacecraft was more than just a random discovery. It was the beginning of a revelation that would shake the foundations of galactic scientific understanding. The research had only just begun, and already the potential implications were staggering. A forgotten human ship, suspended in the infinite darkness of space, held promises of technological mysteries waiting to be unraveled. The decryption process began slowly, with complex algorithms running through the Horizon's advanced computational systems. J. Park worked meticulously, her fingers dancing across holographic interfaces that hummed with intense processing power. The ship's data core remained a puzzle, its encryption layers more intricate than anything the research team had ever encountered. Hyun Kim watched closely, his earlier skepticism replaced by genuine curiosity. The first breakthrough came unexpectedly. A small fragment of code that seemed to pulse with an almost living complexity. It was unlike any encryption protocol in the Galactic Research Consortium's extensive databases. "This doesn't make sense," Jay muttered, zooming into the molecular structure of the data fragments. Each layer revealed a new level of technological sophistication that seemed to defy conventional understanding. The encryption wasn't just a protection mechanism. It was a work of art, a complex mathematical language that seemed to breathe with its own intelligence. The research vessel's quantum processors worked overtime, attempting to crack the code. Hours turned into days, and each attempt revealed only more questions. The ship's data core seemed to adapt, shifting its encryption patterns in response to their decryption attempts. A level of technological responsiveness that was simply impossible by current scientific standards. Fragments of information began to emerge. Glimpses of mission logs, technical specifications, and what appeared to be personal records flickered tantalizingly across the screens. Each decoded segment told a story of human ingenuity that contradicted everything the alien researchers thought they knew. One particularly intriguing section revealed a technological blueprint that seemed to describe a propulsion system centuries ahead of current galactic engineering. The design suggested an understanding of quantum mechanics that was both elegant and revolutionary. It was as if the humans had discovered fundamental principles of physics that other civilizations had yet to comprehend. Hyun leaned closer, his professional detachment giving way to genuine excitement. "These calculations," he said, his voice barely a whisper, "they're impossible. Yet they're here, perfectly structured." The ship's artificial intelligence began to correlate the discovered data with historical records. Each comparison revealed more anomalies. This was not just an advanced piece of technology. It was a window into a hidden chapter of human technological development. Personal logs began to emerge. Short messages, technical notes, fragments of conversations that painted a picture of a mission far more complex than a simple exploration expedition. The crew members spoke of discoveries that seemed to hint at something larger, a purpose that remained tantalizingly out of reach. As the decryption continued, strange patterns began to emerge. The encryption itself seemed to be a form of communication, with mathematical structures that suggested an intelligence beyond simple data protection. It was as if the ship was waiting to be understood, carefully preserving its secrets until the right moment. Jay discovered a particularly complex data segment that seemed to be a form of quantum memory storage. Traditional decryption methods failed completely. The information seemed to exist in multiple states simultaneously, a technological marvel that challenged the very foundations of computational science. "We're dealing with something extraordinary," Jay explained to her team, her voice a mixture of excitement and scientific caution. "This isn't just advanced technology. This is something entirely different." The research vessel's main chamber became a hub of intense activity. Scientists from various disciplines worked around the clock, each new discovery adding to a growing sense of wonder. The forgotten human ship was slowly revealing its secrets, each decoded fragment challenging everything they thought they knew about technological progress. As the final layers of encryption began to give way, a sense of anticipation filled the research vessel. What secrets had been preserved in this silent guardian of human technological achievement? What mysteries lay waiting to be discovered? The ship continued to drift silently, a testament to human ingenuity, holding its breath as the first true glimpse of its secrets began to emerge. The moment of breakthrough came unexpectedly. A single quantum circuit pathway suddenly illuminated the main display, revealing technological concepts that defied all known scientific understanding. Jay Park stood motionless, her eyes wide with disbelief. The ship's computational core contained technologies that seemed to bend the very fabric of physical reality. Nanostructural designs revealed adaptive mechanisms that could reconstruct themselves instantaneously, self-repairing with a complexity that made current galactic technologies look primitive by comparison. Yun Kim's hands trembled as he analyzed the data. What they had discovered was not just advanced technology. It was a complete reimagining of technological possibility. The human vessel contained prototype systems that could potentially revolutionize every field of scientific research. One particularly remarkable discovery involved a quantum communication network embedded within the ship's core systems. Unlike traditional communication technologies, this network seemed to exist simultaneously across multiple dimensional planes. Messages could be transmitted instantaneously, transcending the known limitations of space and time. The adaptive materials were equally mind-blowing. Structural components could reshape themselves, responding to environmental challenges with an intelligence that bordered on organic behavior. What appeared to be a simple metal panel could rapidly transform, adjusting its molecular structure to withstand extreme temperatures, radiation, or physical stress. Propulsion systems revealed a fundamental understanding of quantum mechanics that made current interstellar travel look like primitive transportation. The ship's engine design suggested a method of movement that didn't just move through space. It seemingly folded space itself, creating shortcuts through the universe that defied conventional physics. "This changes everything," Jay whispered, her voice barely audible above the humming research equipment. Each layer of discovery challenged everything the Galactic Research Consortium believed about technological development. The most shocking revelation came from a set of computational algorithms that demonstrated an unprecedented level of adaptive intelligence. These systems didn't just process information. They learned, evolved, and anticipated potential challenges with a level of sophistication that seemed almost alive. Yun began comparing the discovered technologies with existing galactic research. The differences were staggering. While other civilizations had developed specialized technologies, this human vessel showed a holistic approach that integrated multiple scientific disciplines in ways nobody had previously imagined. Energy generation systems were equally revolutionary. The ship could generate and store energy through processes that seemed to draw power directly from quantum fluctuations in space-time. What other civilizations would consider an impossible energy source was a standard operational system for this human vessel. Communication technologies embedded in the ship suggested an understanding of information transfer that went beyond simple data transmission. These systems could potentially translate between any known language, understand contextual nuances, and even predict communication patterns. The research team worked around the clock, each discovery more incredible than the last. They were no longer just examining a piece of technology. They were unraveling a completely different approach to scientific understanding. Medical technology fragments suggested healing systems that could regenerate damaged tissue at a cellular level, repair genetic mutations, and potentially extend lifespans far beyond current medical capabilities. It was as if the humans had discovered the fundamental codes of biological existence. As hours turned into days, the initial excitement transformed into a profound sense of humility. The technological achievements represented in this single vessel challenged everything they thought they knew about technological progression and species potential. Jay realized they were looking at more than just a technological artifact. This was evidence of a human capacity for innovation that had been completely misunderstood. The ship was a testament to human creativity, adaptability, and an approach to technological development that was fundamentally different from any other known civilization. The Galactic Research Consortium would never be the same. The discoveries from this single human vessel would rewrite scientific understanding, challenge existing technological paradigms, and force a complete reevaluation of humanity's place in the universe. As the final layers of technological complexity were revealed, one thing became crystal clear. Humans were not a primitive species. They were potential architects of a technological revolution that could transform galactic civilization forever. The mission logs emerged slowly, like fragments of a complex puzzle waiting to be understood. Each decoded section revealed a story, more fascinating than the last. The ship was not just a technological marvel, it was a survivor of a forgotten chapter in human history. Initial data suggested the vessel was part of a classified deep space exploration program that existed far beyond the known historical records. Something catastrophic had happened, an event so significant that it seemed to have reset human technological progress entirely. J. Park carefully reconstructed the fragmented logs, her fingers moving carefully across the holographic interface. Personal records, technical notes, and mission briefings began to paint a picture of a remarkable human expedition that had been lost to time. The first complete log entry spoke of a massive technological initiative. Humanity had been developing a network of advanced exploration vessels, each designed to push the boundaries of known scientific understanding. This ship was just one of many, a small piece of a much larger vision. Detailed records revealed a period of extraordinary human technological advancement. Researchers had developed breakthrough technologies in quantum mechanics, adaptive materials, and interstellar communication. The level of scientific achievement was so advanced that it seemed almost impossible. A critical moment emerged in the logs, a reference to a global event that the researchers could not initially comprehend. Something had happened that forced humanity to dramatically change its technological trajectory. The language was cryptic, with critical sections deliberately encrypted or damaged. Hyun Kim worked alongside Jay, his earlier skepticism completely replaced by genuine fascination. The ship's record suggested a deliberate technological reset, a decision made at the highest levels of human governance to modify their entire technological approach. Fragments of personal logs added human depth to the technical information. Crew members spoke of a mission that was both exciting and terrifying. They understood they were part of something unprecedented, a technological experiment that could change everything. One particularly intriguing log entry described a technological breakthrough that could potentially reshape understanding of space-time itself. The researchers spoke of discoveries that went beyond conventional scientific understanding, hinting at capabilities that seemed almost magical. The ship's adaptive systems told their own story. Multiple layers of technological fail-safes were built into its core design, suggesting a level of strategic thinking that went far beyond simple exploration. This was a vessel designed to survive against overwhelming odds. Geological and astronomical data suggested the ship had traveled through regions of space that should have been impossible to navigate. Its journey seemed to involve multiple dimensional shifts, technological maneuvers that defied current understanding of space travel. Personal items found within the ship added depth to the historical narrative. A small data tablet, a set of handwritten notes, a photograph sealed in a protective case. Each item told a story of human determination and innovation. The most shocking revelation came from a set of encrypted files that hinted at a global transformation. Humanity had apparently made a collective decision to modify its technological trajectory, preserving only the most critical advancements in hidden repositories like this ship. Jay and Hyun realized they were looking at more than just a technological artifact. This was a time capsule, a preserved moment of human potential that had been waiting to be rediscovered. The ship represented a bridge between what humanity was and what it could become. Astronomical tracking data suggested the vessel had been traveling for decades, perhaps centuries. Its systems had maintained functionality through an incredible combination of adaptive technologies and self-repair mechanisms. As the final pieces of historical context came together, a remarkable story emerged. Humanity had not fallen behind in technological development. They had deliberately chosen a different path. This ship was evidence of a strategic reset, a moment of collective recalibration that had been completely misunderstood by other galactic civilizations. The research team sat in stunned silence. What they had discovered was more than a technological marvel. It was a testament to human resilience, innovation, and an approach to progress that defied conventional understanding. The forgotten ship continued to drift silently, holding its secrets, a silent witness to a remarkable chapter of human history that was about to be revealed to the universe. The emergency session of the Galactic Research Consortium buzzed with tension. Representatives from hundreds of advanced civilizations gathered in the central chamber, their holographic projections creating a kaleidoscope of alien forms. At the center of the presentation stood Jay Park, her data readouts casting a soft, blue light across the chamber. "Humanity is not what we believed," she began, her voice steady and clear. The gathered researchers leaned forward, a collective breath of anticipation filling the massive hall. Hyun Kim activated the primary display, showing the intricate technologies discovered within the ancient human vessel. Complex quantum algorithms danced across the screen, revealing levels of scientific understanding that challenged everything known about technological progression. The presentation systematically dismantled centuries of misconceptions about human capabilities. Each technological breakthrough was more stunning than the last. Adaptive nanostructures that could reconstruct themselves, quantum communication systems that defied known physical limitations, energy generation technologies that seemed to pull power directly from the fabric of space-time. Senior researchers from various alien civilizations shifted uncomfortably. Their long-held beliefs about human technological potential were crumbling with each revealed detail. The ship was more than a discovery. It was a complete reset of scientific understanding. One particularly shocking revelation involved the ship's computational core. Its adaptive intelligence suggested a level of technological sophistication that surpassed most advanced galactic civilizations. The system could learn, predict, and modify itself in ways that seemed almost living. Diplomatic representatives began to whisper among themselves. If this single vessel represented only a fragment of human technological potential, what other capabilities might humanity possess? The implications were both exciting and terrifying. The most critical moment came when Jay revealed the historical context. Humanity had not failed in its technological development. They had made a deliberate, strategic choice to reset and recalibrate their technological approach. This was not a civilization in decline, but one preparing for something far greater. Energy. Readings from the ship suggested capabilities that bordered on the impossible. Propulsion systems that could potentially fold space, communication technologies that transcended dimensional limitations, adaptive materials that could survive in the most extreme environments. Hyun presented additional evidence, fragments of mission logs that hinted at a global initiative far beyond simple space exploration. Humanity had been preparing for something significant, a technological transformation that required complete strategic recalibration. The Galactic Research Consortium's artificial intelligence began processing the new data. Multiple simulation models collapsed, unable to integrate the revolutionary technological concepts. This was not incremental progress. This was a fundamental reimagining of scientific possibility. Representatives from more conservative civilizations argued against the findings, but the evidence was overwhelming. Detailed scans, verified data points, and the physical vessel itself stood as irrefutable proof of human potential. Jay's final presentation struck the most profound note. Humanity was not a primitive species to be overlooked. They were potential architects of a technological revolution that could transform galactic civilization. Their approach to scientific development was fundamentally different, more adaptive, more holistic, more revolutionary. The chamber fell silent. Centuries of established scientific understanding were being rewritten in real time. Humanity had been systematically underestimated, their potential misunderstood and dismissed. As the presentation concluded, a fundamental shift occurred. The Galactic Research Consortium would never be the same. Humanity was no longer seen as a young, underdeveloped civilization. They were now recognized as a species with extraordinary technological potential. The forgotten ship had become the catalyst for a complete paradigm shift. Floating silently in the vast darkness of space, it had finally revealed its secrets, and in doing so, had changed everything. Outside the conference chamber, the universe seemed to pause, waiting to understand the full implications of this remarkable discovery.